Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash. Not season 9, because technically it's about season 8. So as we all know, season 9 is going to be the Flash's final season. However, that decision wasn't handed over to Eric Wallace and I guess the higher-ups as well involved with the show overly early into season 8. Like they didn't know like halfway through or anything like that. More on the other end of things and pretty close to the end of filming for season 8. Now, we know that Eric Wallace said that he was right in the end of season 8 to play out for two possible scenarios. One, of course, being just a standard ending that does set up season 9, but the other was sort of like a soft ending of the show in a way if it wasn't going to move on. So, an ending that wasn't necessarily planned right at the beginning of the season leading into it, as if he knew it was the final season, which will be the case in season 9. But one thing we weren't, too sure about at all was how the show would have ended in season 8 if the CW did cancel it. Now, Nancy Drew is a CW show that was put in that predicament with where they had like a few episodes left of filming, then they got cancelled. So they're experiencing what The Flash might have had to do, write a definitive ending to the show that's gone on for a handful of seasons on limited time without a season leading up to it. So it could maybe change the dynamics of what the season was meant to actually be. Now, what we're going to go over from Eric Wallace, where he actually, explains it, actually came out a while ago after season 8 ended, and I just completely missed it. I think everyone did. I'd not see anyone talking about this at all. And the piece is from TV Line. So yeah, it's weird that that this went completely under the radar because it's a thing I'm sure a lot of people would have been curious about. How would the Flash have ended in season 8 if that was when it was cancelled and that was it? So yeah, we are going to go over all of this and discuss whether it would have been good, mid or bad, for the various ending scenarios that were planned if the show wasn't coming back. But of course, throughout the video, you leave your opinions in the comment section down below. Would you have sided with this if that was going to happen? Would you be okay with it? Or you just don't like what was planned out at all if that was going to be it and you're thankful that season 9 is happening? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, I want to show support and everything like that, why not drop a like on the video to do all that? So yeah, let's just go over this TV Line article. We'll just go through it. It's just easier that way. So at the time The Flash was renewed for a 9th season, showrunner Eric Wallace had already penned what he assumed was going to be a series finale. So before the finale actually began filming, what all wound up being changed? Wallace confirmed the season-ending change-up in a finale post-mortem with TV Line, echoing that which multiple actors had shared throughout the season, that The Flash had been expected to end after 8 seasons, but once leading man Grant Gustin closed the deal to continue Barry Allen's journey, the CW ordered a season 9, and Wallace and his team had to get to work. For one, Eric Wallace told TV Line, "We had to change the whole final scene in which Barry and wife Iris post-mortemed the negative forces seizing ending Reign of Terror, which nearly led to Armageddon. We had to rewrite it 3 different times because when it was a series finale, we had to have a much more deep conversation with Barry and Iris, dealing with the fact that they were going to have kids soon. It was a little bit sexier, and it was a little bit more romantic of a scene. I really liked it. So, overall thoughts on this. I mean, I guess it just would have been the same setting, them on the couch and stuff, except instead of talking about the negative forces and wondering what was next and who the next Avatar will be, which then led to the cliffhanger we got, it was just them, I guess, foreplay. I don't know. So it seems like it was like rushed setup slash teasing for children in the future. Like I think Nora is born in 2023, so in the year that follows that season. So I'm guessing there would have been something like awkward, weird innuendo or something that Nora was about to be made, shall we say. I don't know, whenever they've done romantic stuff, it always sucks under Eric Wallace. No offense, Eric Wallace, but the romantic stuff under you is not very good. It's always a bit cringe. So yeah, I don't know if that would have been very good. I think this probably would have been a bad scene, unless you're a diehard West Allen shipper that doesn't really care about writing. Even then, I think it still would have been cringe, man. I don't know how it could have been good. But anyway, that's what it was meant to be. I prefer what we got much more than whatever the hell this was. But it goes on to say a series finale would have demanded proper closure for the rest of Team Flash. There would have been an additional scene with all of Team Flash all getting their goodbyes on, but when we found out we had another season to play with, that meant, oh, I can tease next year's big bad. All right, let's do that. So that final scene changed radically, closing with a glimpse of a fiery blue crystal on display in a lab circa 2049, and then the goodbye to Team Flash group party scene got deleted entirely. Now, I think this is a pretty simple one. I think it would have been a weird goodbye to Team Flash just to have it tagged on at the end there. And like, what are they saying goodbye to? It's not like the Star Labs is closing down. Like I don't think it would have fit very organically for that to happen. So And also with Team Flash as it is, like Caitlyn is really the only one that's worthy of a goodbye that's been there for a while, unless like Joe was a part of that, which I guess he would. So Joe and Caitlyn, I guess. Yeah, I think that would have been a weird scene. But speaking of Caitlyn, because this also isn't brought up in this piece from TV line after this at all. So was her cliffhanger planned? The one with her and Chillblaine and the machine, was that planned at all? Because that only played out over the last couple of episodes roughly. So I wonder how much thought went into that tease and setup and cliffhanger leading into season 9. I don't know, because Caitlyn's in that weird position, like a few episodes, like a third, like 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the season. So it's not like it just happened in the last 2 episodes. So that tease is pretty interesting in regards to when that was planned and whether they just went back and filmed some stuff to slot it in there. Because you gotta remember, like, there's scenes for that storyline which are in like only like 1 or 2 scenes, if not one scene of an episode, and just tagged on towards the end. So that could mean something that they filmed towards the end, just tagged on to make it, you know, flow on in earlier parts of the season. So yeah, that's a curiosity factor for me. But I guess we'll just have to wait until season 9 to find out what's going on there. Now, one thing that remained largely intact was the events leading to the final showdown between the Flash and Tom Cavanagh's negative Reverse Flash, aka the new singular avatar for all of the negative forces. We were like, we've got to have the greatest, most epic battle between Grant and Tom. That's how it has to end. And after the script was done and we were getting ready to start prep, that's when we got the news that we would be getting a 9th season. So we were like, oh crap, we just did the ultimate battle. How are we supposed to ever top that? Then it was like, let's just kill him for now and worry about that later. Now, my thoughts on this is that I think we can all agree this part of the season 8 finale with the battle, like visually it was pretty cool, but it was very messy and rushed and just, it felt like not very well planned. And I don't think it was like the most epic battle and like the ultimate end, like that's being said there. I think it was fine, but it wasn't that great. Like I know a lot of people had issues with it, some more than me, some less than me. I was probably somewhere in the middle, I guess, in regards to my worries and issues with it. But I think overall, when you look back at it would have been a pretty poor like final battle and fight for Barry and the team. So I'm happy that season 9 gets to be the final season with hopefully a better final fight and climax and storyline ending. Just because it just felt a bit rushed and just all smudged together just to make it over the top. So yeah, hopefully season 9 just plays that a bit, just a bit more consistently. Now, Wallace said he had yet to ponder what new epic clash will ultimately close out the Flash's eventual and actual series finale when the day comes. Though he noted, Reverse Flash and the negative Reverse Flash, just like Frost, are dead. I mean, they are dead. Now, having said that, it is a comic book show, and I'm pretty sure that in season 9, there's some reason that you might see Tom Cavanagh again. I won't go into it, but that's a pretty safe bet. So yeah, I mean, you think Reverse Flash surely would be back? I'd be surprised if he didn't come back, but at least Tom Cavanagh in some way will be back. And like Eric Wallace is pretty much saying there, yeah, he'll be back. I'm just not going to tell you what character he's playing. And as we've already seen from set photos, the multiverse appears to be in play again. That hasn't been confirmed, just appears to be in play. And dead characters are returning as well, at least pre-crisis dead characters. So it seems that season 9 could be throwing the rule book out the window in regards to how they go about things. Wouldn't surprise me if Barry starts time traveling as well, because that's been the thing they're like, oh no, you can't time travel, Barry. No. Or if you're going to time travel, it's like no lingering or whatever it might be. I could see them throwing the rule book out the window for multiple things, whether it's the multiverse, whether it's dead characters, whether it's time travel, or whatever it might, even just Barry traveling to the future, things like that. I could see them just throwing that rule book out the window just to make the season a bit more fun. And apparently, coming from said, that's the message that's been spread throughout this season. They're trying to have fun. Now, that can always be a worry because season 7 was meant to be fun and people didn't like season 7 at all. So hopefully that's not a worry going into season 9. But with all of this together, like, I think if this was the ending for the season 8 finale and that was it, I think it would have been a pretty poor series finale. Like, I think this could have been one of the worst ones in DC TV, at least the Arrowverse, just because I felt like it was all rushed. And apparently this was like a different script, like there was from before. It wasn't even just like written on the day or something that they would have had to rush and plan. Like there was just 2 different scripts for the finale. And this just doesn't seem like it would have been very good. And also you wouldn't have been able to bring back characters, like potentially have Cisco there or whatever it might have been, or, even like a Wally showing up. Like, I think it would have been would have left a bad taste in your mouth, I think. I think that's probably the best way to put it. I think this would have been even more disappointing than what happened to like Legends of Batwoman, where they set up stuff and then got cancelled. just because I guess the Flash would have known what they were doing here, and it still would have been pretty and not that great. And that just comes down to the fact that I guess like limited resources within the actual show to make it feel like a proper ending to the show that people, you know, have loved over those, well, I guess at this point, 8 years, 8 seasons. So yeah, I don't know if this would have been the best thing, but hopefully the fact that this probably wouldn't have ended up good and they still planned it to be like this potentially means that season 9 with extra planning can be a much better ending to the show than potentially what this season 8 thing could have been. So fingers crossed. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Do you like some of the ideas here for this potential ending to season 8? Are you completely against it? You're somewhere in the middle? Like some, don't like some? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.